Hey everyone, Phil here again with a new video. It's been a couple of days since I made the last video, but here we are once again, looking at some gameplay here. This will be actually from my latest Highlander scrim. Don't remember who we fought against, but we had a great 2 games. We played on Proot and on Vigil, if I remember correctly, and I have some clips from both of those games here. So I have a little bit here first from the King of the Hill match, and then a little bit more later from the payload map. And we won both. It was a pretty good game. We crushed it, not gonna lie. We smoked and joked a lot of the time, and yeah, we even started, having a little fun in the end of this game, as you can maybe tell in the end. So obviously during this whole time we're, voice chatting, talking to each other, calling things out, calling spies, etc. So you won't get that part. So if this appears strangely coordinated, super coordinated, look, it's because we're voice chatting, alright? So we know what the hell is going on. So yeah, it's been a crazy last week. Joined this team originally trialing for the heavy spot. Like I said in the previous video, I'm trying to get into Highlander, and now I'm in. So right now it's pre-season on this team. Highlander season starts August the 27th, I believe. So we have a few more days that's pre-season, where we're just matching up against a bunch of people, a bunch of teams, trying to get some experience. For me especially, I'm trying to play every single game I can, just to get some more game sense and get used to playing Highlander instead of casual, because I don't know if you can tell from this video, but it's very different. Alright, it's not the same at all, really at all. So yeah, I've tried to trim out the more down parts of the video, because the dynamic of these games is a little bit different than just casual match where people are kind of playing as if they're just one person against the whole team. There's no coordinated push, no coordinated pull back, like there is in Highlander. So there will be on King of the Hill some downtime where we're just, as you can see here, dominating the point for a little bit of action on the flank over there, but we're just chilling, and that's because they're regrouping, everyone's respawning, then they're going to try to go for a new coordinated push. Much like if we just lost a point, we would try to do the same. So yeah, it's preseason right now, and season will start August 27th, like I said, and it will be very, very exciting. Hopefully I can stay on the team. This is like my 3rd or 4th like Highlander scrim ever. I don't know if it's ever. I think maybe I had a few more when I was like 10 years younger, so I'm not really sure if that really counts, because it has been a minute. Maybe, like I said in the previous video, just completely failed to spy check there, which got our sniper killed, and that's something that's new for me too, as the heavy, having to spy check a lot, with the pyro of course, but generally in TF2 casual, you're like, pyro, spy check please. But in Highlander, obviously everyone is spy checking, but heavy especially also with the pyro is spy checking. Here again, another kill on the medic, not so good. Could I have been more alert? Absolutely, 100%. So yeah, this is not going to be super much about the gameplay itself, maybe a little bit once there's a highlight or two. Got the spy there, for example. But most importantly, I just want to talk about how cool it is to be back competing in something. Because I'll tell you something. I'm a sports kid, kind of a jock kid when I was younger, especially in my teenage years. I did a lot of track, and I was pretty decent, if I do say so myself. And once a couple of weekends, maybe once a month, twice a month, depends on the season kind of, we would have, tournaments and meets where we would go do some running, jumping, and throwing, you know, track and field. If you don't know track and field, that's what they do. You run a little bit, and you jump a little bit, and you throw some things. And I've really been missing the spirit of competition, all right? And I maybe there's going to be some guys who are going to say, you know what, Team Fortress 2, that's esport, you know, that's gaming. You sit in a chair. It's not real competition, like as if you were going to a basketball tournament or whatever. And I'll say, you know what, I understand what you're saying. I get what you mean. It's a fair point, you know, you're not actually eye to eye battling someone. But then again, I would say you are, you know. Got the medic there, by the way. Nice. And got the scout as well. Kind of popping off right now, guys, not gonna lie. Don't remember if I got the engineer, I got the pyro. Bro, we were killing it. And you can see top scoring, not necessarily Heavy's main thing to get that many picks, but you know, it was awesome. I'll take it. Now, back to what I was saying with competition, you know, you can think whatever you like, obviously. You can say, it's not real competition if you're not facing someone to the death in real sports with boxing and MMA. That's real sport. That's real, you know, competition. I get it. You know, are there levels to this shit? Absolutely. You know, would it be different if we were 9 people trying to beat other 9 people to death? Yeah, that would probably be more like war, you know. That's it's way different. But TF2, I mean, if you're really into this game, you know what's going on, and you're with a team of like-minded people, like this team. Everyone is here to win and do their best. This is not like a joke team by any stretch of the imagination. You know, I'm talking hour-long map talks before playing the game, playing the upcoming scrim. I'm talking about like an hour and a half, you know, review of the match after the match has ended. You know, just going through basically all strategies and items and queues and everything. Yeah, like I was saying, when you're with a bunch of people who are like that into it, and I myself, I'm like, let's go, you know, let's try to win this thing. It's really fun, and it feels really competitive, and I would argue it feels equally as competitive as when I was doing like quote-unquote real sports, you know. And this is, I get it, you're not running or jumping or punching here, I get it, but for me the feeling is the same, not gonna lie. And I like that. Right before the game starts, I'm kind of like dialed in, you know. I'm like, okay, let's go. Is it gonna be sick? You know, you're excited. And a little bit later in the video, it will have some clips of the final point where I was watching this video back, and I was like tippy-toeing like in my chair. I was like, wait, what's gonna happen? Will I get this guy? Did we win? How long can we hold him off? And I thought that was really, really cool. And thinking back to yesterday when we played the scrim, I was like, that's 100% what I'm actually feeling as well. So yeah, it was pretty sick. And I mean, I just love Highlander. I think it's so cool. I think it's so great. You know, you can say 6s, oh, that's real competitive. And yeah, that's true, but it's really fun to play Highlander for me, because every class has super important things to do, and calls to make, and places to be, and places to go, and all this stuff. And yeah, like I said, now we're on the last point. You know, this is the point that, for me, watching this back, I was getting fired up in my chair, and this is not even live gameplay, you know. So yeah, this is pretty sick. We end up holding them for 10 minutes, which is pretty good. And then after that, we end up just crushing on offense, and we win both games, actually. It was pretty sick. Now here, I'm just trying to get as many kills as possible, you know, trying to make them stop pushing the cart, obviously. And I remember here we lost a lot of our team, as you can see in the top right. We're missing a lot of key players. And I remember in the Discord here, I was just being called out, heavy don't peek, heavy don't peek. And I thought that was really, really awesome, because it's like, oh shit, that's me, you know. I gotta do this thing. I gotta make sure this shit works. I gotta make sure we don't lose right now. That was really fun. And, you know, I played super passively, because otherwise I probably would have stayed peeking, because that's just my nature, not being used to playing Highlander. So, yeah, we get the demo there, pretty sick. Get some nice picks here. They're really pushing uncoordinatedly, if that's a point. There's not a lot of coordination to their push right now. Some guys pushing and other guys pushing. Spy goes for card, and you go for card. And it shows, you know, we're just picking them left and right. And that's another thing with Highlander. You know, it's pretty sick. Like, a couple of moments can make or break the entire match for you. And that's just how it is. Something that was really fun is in our Discord chat, we saw that these guys have been in like voice chat for like an hour, because one guy is murking for the other team sometimes. And we were like, fuck, we joined voice chat 5 minutes before the game started. And we were like, oh, fuck, they're talking strategies, we're gonna fucking lose, you know, these guys are really into this. And we're into it as well also, but, you know, everyone has shit to do, real life shit, I hope. We can't just be in the voice chat for 1 hour before the game. So anyway, we ended up crushing, as you can tell. We're wearing this thing. And yeah, it was just kind of surprising, because everyone was thinking, oh, these guys are real pros, you know, they're gonna beat our ass. And they didn't, thankfully. And we played really well. So yeah, something I'm trying here is just like tracking, you know, when I see a player, just lock on with the aim and try to just bring them down as much as possible, and if I can, you know, get the pick as well. So that's what we're doing here. Let's see what's going on now. Yeah, that's their final push. And this is where they get us, you know. That was a coordinated push, and you can see how well that was compared to the other one. So, yeah, that's my commentary on the most recent scrim we had. The real season will start soon. I will try to have a bit of casual mixed in with Highlander. I promise this will not just be like my top 10 frags as the Highlander heavy in TF2L Open. You know, this is, I love the competitive aspect of TF2, but I'm in love with the vibe of TF2 and in all aspects. So I'm not just a comp player, but this is a new part of TF2 that I'm really enjoying. And you will see some more of this, because I think it's pretty fun and it's pretty interesting for me to watch it back. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and yeah, see you all soon. Have some cool content coming up.